what if I told you these 6 statements could completely change your week, year, heck, your life? Would you want to hear them? Hello, listeners. It's your host, Kira Wackett, back with another solo episode. Today, we're getting real and talking mindset shifts and radical acceptance. We all want to live better, be better, and have our best lives. We're sick of feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, exhausted, and resentful. The issue is that we're sold on the idea that this is a behavior problem. If we can act differently or say X, things will be better. But how is that going for you? I mean, sure, it works temporarily, but soon enough, we find ourselves back in those familiar zones of pain and longing. Why does this happen? Because the only way to actually change how we live is to change our mindset around living. Radical acceptance is about learning to control what's in your control and making peace with what you can't. It's about owning our power, acknowledging truths, and being diligent in how we conceptualize our lives. Now, I did a much longer episode on radical acceptance a while back, so I'm going to be sure to include a link in the show notes for you in case you haven't had the chance to listen to it yet. But for now, I want us to think about this idea of control and understanding again that radical acceptance is about really reworking our relationship with it. See, we've been conditioned to embrace toxic positivity and Band-Aid solutions. We perform and conform to create a false sense of belonging. And we've succumbed to the idea that the only way to be successful, happy, or worthy is to do it alone. This is a lie told to you by the collective shame narrative that keeps us stuck, feeling like we have no power, yet we're somehow responsible for everything and everyone. This is why your quick fixes and behavior changes don't work. Because no matter what you do, if underneath it you still believe you have to play a part to be worthy, or that external validation wins out over authenticity and self-love, then you'll never move past the point of pain and longing. So what can we do? We need to redesign our thinking system. We need to radically accept some really harsh and yet important universal truths and create a life wherein you let go of the performance, you let go of that drive to control things that you really have no control over, and you learn to live the life that you have and embody a life that you can thrive in. Okay, so what are these 6 truths? First, you're not fine. No one is. Fine is not a feeling, and being fine is not a prerequisite to being successful, happy, or connected. When someone asks you how you're feeling, let's just omit the word. What you actually feel is valid, and nobody feels fine. You don't have to ignore or minimize a feeling, whether it is a positive feeling, a neutral feeling, a negative feeling, whatever that feeling is for you, own that in any given moment. Second, you don't have to. I'm going to say that one again because people get stuck here. You don't have to. I know it feels like you do. You don't. Whether the ask comes from your boss or leadership at your company, a family member, your partner, or whoever else you're connected with, you never have to do anything. You are making a choice. Now, I understand that consequences might feel different, so it feels like this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I have to do. These are all of these pieces. And at the end of the day, the person responsible for making that decision to do whatever you do is you. Now, this brings us to number 3. You do have a choice. No one, I repeat, no one is owed your compliance. You get to choose how you show up in a day and interact with yourself and the world around you. There are good, bad, and neutral consequences regardless of your choice. And putting it on someone or something else is giving your power away. Look, it might feel more accessible in the moment to blame X, but the long-term consequence is the continued sense of not having any power or onus in your life. So to reiterate, you're not fine, you don't have to, and you do have a choice. Okay, on to number 4. 4, you also have time. I can't tell you how many times somebody says to me, oh, I don't have the time to do this. Oh, I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Now, I'm not saying that you have the time to do it all at any given moment. Time is finite. I understand that. What I'm saying is that you get to choose how you spend it. Sometimes the choices might feel like they are being made for you, like going to work so that you have money to pay your bills. That's fair. And it is still a choice rooted in prioritizing time and need. We know that there are people, situations, things that no matter what, we are going to find the time to show up or make it work. And there are also some that no matter what availability we have, we're going to figure out a way to not make it work. If there is someone or something that you're not making time for, then you need to own that it is not that important or a priority in your life. Maybe not at all, maybe just not right now, and allow that to be true. Maybe it can't be what you worry about in this moment, or you don't have the capacity to say yes right now. Sure, some things, if we're being honest, are a forever no, and some are no for now. Either way, own the no when you do make the choice not to spend your time doing X, and stop kicking the can down the curb and the power to somebody else or to some sort of amorphous blob of time and somebody giving you the freedom and permission to do it. You don't want to do it or you can't do it right now. That's your choice. That's your right to make, and it is okay. Number 5, you are not defined by what you do. We live in a world that equates worth and value with how we look and the bullet point lists of traits and accomplishments. And you're worthy of love, joy, and the right to live your life best, regardless of what falls on that list. Celebrate your accomplishments. Make goals and work your butt off to get there. Just remember, at the end of the day, the outcome is not as important as the process. And losing yourself in what you do will do nothing but leave you feeling like a shell of a human chasing validation, rather than assuming connection in the world. And finally, and this might be the hardest one, you're going to disappoint people. People aren't going to like you. People are going to be upset with you. There is a rising tension that exists as we talk through these truths. If you have a choice, it means you have responsibility. That's the thing many of us fear the most. We want to feel like we have control, but we don't actually want the responsibility of disappointing, hurting, or letting others down. And you're going to disappoint people. You are going to let them down. When you make a choice, whether it is authentic to you or you performing to try to conform to some reality you think you need to be, you are going to have people who are upset, don't like you, and are disappointed, no matter what. The goal is to get clear on what and who you want to hold yourself accountable for and to, and choose your values in every interaction. I can't make everyone like me, but I can know at the end of the day, I chose to be kind and that it's not my responsibility to make others okay or to manage their disappointment for having a need that maybe I can't meet in a given moment. Now, before we go, I want you to imagine for a minute how your life could be different if you operated under these truths. If you could wrap your head and you took radical acceptance of the fact that you can make a choice. You don't owe anyone anything. You have the right to spend your time however you want, and not everything is a priority, and that it's okay because some people are going to be disappointed. Some people are going to look at you different, and you are still worthy of being in the room. How might that free up space for you? How would your life change? What would you be able to let go of? How might you feel less bogged down with worry and rumination? Now, I would love to hear from you with anything and everything that came up from this episode, whether you agree, you don't agree, how it's sitting with you, if you have more truths that you're working on accepting. So be sure to fill out that Q&A, drop an answer in the poll, or send me a voice memo so that we can connect and I can continue to support you in this work and learn from you along the way. If you found today's episode valuable and insightful, I encourage you to leave a review, hit that 5-star button, and of course, share this episode with someone you think could benefit from hearing it. Thanks for tuning in today. And remember, change takes time. Every step of it counts. So stay the course, stay hopeful, and stay committed to your well-being. We'll be back with more insightful discussions to support you on your journey. Until then, take care, and we'll catch you next Sunday.